Hello, Andrew.
Hey, Logan.
What's going on?
Not too much. Today's been today's been a lot of a day, but I didn't go to class, so not too much, I guess, on paper.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like not much because I didn't go to class.
Mm-hmm.
No. Like a lot went on today in my mind, but I didn't go to class.
That's not okay.
I didn't go to class though, so I would say an adult would say I did nothing today.
Are you saying yeah, not a busy day?
I woke up at 7 a.m. today
Uh-huh.
to just think.
Yeah, like anxiety, like just bad thinking.
Like a little bit of anxiety.
Okay, that's good.
But like mostly like I just wanted to make a plan.
For the weekend, for today?
No, I've been thinking about dropping out of school.
Oh my god. Okay.
We don't have to talk about it.
No, we're gonna talk about that because that's pretty interesting.
But okay.
And
I've come to some conclusions throughout the day.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that school is not helping what you want to do?
Yeah. So, obviously for the listeners, I can tell, I do stand up. We've gone to some shows together. And I was just this week, have we talked since I've been in DC, back from DC?
No, not really. I think we've texted just about doing this, but that's pretty much
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So this, something that you might, if you get to the point where you're doing stand up a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I did like 6 shows this weekend, and every time I do a lot of shows, then when I come back to like here,
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a hard stop, and all the progress I make is gone. And it's like hard for me to like, I got back at like Monday at like 8 a.m. I was on a bus all night, and I just like didn't go to school. And then I went to one class, and I was like, I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, it would be really hard because you know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's not helping at all.
I know, and especially because my parents, like if I don't go, like if I dropped out of school, they would kill me.
What would be your route?
Well,
getting around your parents in that way.
I would unenroll from school and then tell them I did it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But it's crazy. Like I have a good relationship with my parents.
Yeah.
But that would change that.
Yeah, it would put stress on it.
So today I applied for a bunch of jobs.
Okay.
Like just like on like Forbes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I could like pay rent.
So you would stay in Pittsburgh and just do mics here? Is that?
Well,
you would travel around.
obviously it's a terrible idea,
It
but
is a pretty bad one.
this is the conclusion I came to. I would stay here.
Yeah.
Do mics here. I just got into the Steel City Arts Foundation.
Okay, what's that?
So there's this thing called SCAF, Steel City Arts Foundation, and there's this comic named Steve Hofstetter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard the name. He's one of the big comics in Pittsburgh. But he's like a guy. He like headlines improvs, and he was on one of Stephen A's first shows, and like he's got a bunch of credits. He's a touring comedian, and he came here and he opened a foundation for comics.
Okay.
Just be educational towards you.
No, I'm interested.
Basically how it goes is there's a Steel City Arts Foundation. They house 3 resident comics annually, and like you've met one of them already. But there's 3 that from all across the country. Like there's one, his name's Long John. He's from South Africa.
Okay.
He moved to Pittsburgh to live in the foundation. Lives there for free. They run shows.
So this is a real route into.
Well,
field.
Right. So I got in. I'm not one of the 3. Like being one of the 3 is like just basically you live there. I don't need to live there, but I got in. So I met with some of these comics, and I was like, what am I even doing? Like I went there like they were like giving me times to meet, and one of them was like during my biology class, and I was like, okay, then is it okay?
That's totally fine.
This is ridiculous. But I think my plan would be, and I've actually talked to some comics throughout the day. It's kind of changed my idea, but it would be stay here, do mics, and then in January go to New York.
Okay. Stay here, do mics,
and
okay.
make money,
and
work full time, and like pay off the rent here.
Yeah. I mean, you could work. You should try to get Trader Joe's. They get pretty good benefits right now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You probably have health care and stuff at the moment, but
if I am not in good with the parents,
yeah, if that
I
stops
might not have
working, Trader
healthcare.
Joe's and Chipotle. I think they play. I don't know how well Chipotle pays anymore, but they used to pay well.
Oh, the one here is a monster.
It is a monster.
Working at that Chipotle would be terrible.
Yeah, it would be bad. You'd know every single person too.
That's true. I would need to go to the one on Carnegie.
Yeah.
Over there? That one's much nicer.
I used to go there a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I lived by there. But, okay.
Yeah. But I called actually a comic I know in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him at a festival like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, man, just we don't even know each other that well. I was like, this is what I've been doing today. And he was like, do not do that.
He said don't.
He was like, that's such a bad. And then he was telling me about how great New York is and how I have to move here. And I was like, so you see what you're doing is you're making me feel like I should do it now.
Listen, I mean, you're a junior.
I'm a junior, yeah.
You have one more year after this?
Mm-hmm. But it's been 3 weeks. So I have 2 full years.
Yeah, you do. That's true. It has been 3 weeks.
I think I know what I'm gonna do.
Weeks altogether.
I know, man. But this is what I think I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna finish out this semester. I think I'm gonna do less mics, or not less mics, but like I'm not gonna go away as many weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to Ithaca next week, and then I'm gonna I think cool it.
Okay.
And then I think I'm gonna transfer in January
to a New York school.
To a school in New York.
And then you're gonna live there.
No,
so the plan of staying in Pittsburgh and unenrolling is not gonna happen if you do that.
Maybe.
Or would you unenroll, make some money, then transfer to a school, then continue your degree after that?
I think the plan is I would finish this semester. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna apply to CUNY schools.
Okay. Like
City University of New York. They're I don't know, Hunter College or
not SUNY State.
SUNY State and CUNY. Okay. I mean, it's the same, but it's city.
Yeah.
But they're really cheap. You could go to a school there for $5,000 a year.
Because now you're not. Yeah. It's not like you're looking for something on your resume for a school anymore at this point.
Absolutely not. I would get a degree. I was talking to this guy, and he was like, I went to North Carolina State. I was an English major. I hated it, and I wanted to do stand-up. And he's like, and now I make 6 figures. And he's like, and I can talk to you on the phone right now in the middle of the day because I don't do work. He was like,
that's pretty great.
He was like, if you work at Starbucks, you'll hate your life.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he was saying my comedy would get bitter too.
If you were working at if you were having a shitty day every single day.
Yeah. He was like, imagine if you worked at Starbucks every day.
Yeah, I heard someone in a podcast saying recently that it's the best way to go on stage is in a silly mood.
Right.
You're working at Starbucks.
Yeah. So I think he's right, but I feel a little better with and I'll think about it in the next couple of days, but it's really been getting. I mean, I've been thinking about it for a little over a week, and I actually thought about doing this all of last year as well.
Okay, so you've been thinking about it. I mean,
I've considered it. I mean, everyone I tell, I know it's a terrible
bad idea, but also a lot of comedians do it. I will say that. Yeah. It's a pretty common route.
Yeah, we were talking about little Sasquatch the other day.
Did he drop out?
Yeah, he went to DePaul for a semester.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he worked at Barstool. I don't have a break. There's nothing on the horizon for me.
I just applied for a Barstool job.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's not what we would be thinking that we would.
It's not a personality.
No, it's not. It's video editing and stuff.
That's cool. How do you on the website you see it or?
Someone just sent me it because they tweeted it, the Pardon My Take podcast.
They were video editor?
Well, my friend just knows. I guess he just thought about it because he saw my TikToks recently. He's like, you should do this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say that I'm not qualified for it on a podcast. But I will be by the time I get it.
Yeah, and I mean, you do it for a week, you would then know what it would take.
I just don't do the Photoshop stuff a lot, but I could figure that
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Do you have Photoshop?
Yeah, I did it in middle school and stuff. But we have all this stuff through the school, the Adobe.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I Photoshop, novicely.
Yeah.
Or Premiere, you use Premiere.
Yeah, Premiere I can use pretty well.
And that's harder than Photoshop.
I think so. That's why I'm pretty fine with it. Actually, no, let's stay on your topic first.
Okay. Well, yeah, to whatever extent you want to talk about it.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, that was pretty much it, I guess. I don't know. My input, I guess, is definitely put at least another week into it because now you've technically only thought about it for a week seriously.
Well, this week I've been because what it came down to is I was okay, I drop out of college, what do I do the next day? You need
a job.
I was I guess I need a job, but because right now in school everyone's oh, you do stand up and you go to school, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And immediately I don't go to school anymore. It's yikes.
Yeah, it's this guy made the biggest mistake.
It's I'm a SoundCloud rapper. I sell weed. It's immediately I'm an idiot.
You could sell weed. And rap.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'd think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know where to get weed.
My neighbor.
Your neighbor?
Yeah.
I think I could just go to states where weed is legal and just buy weed there.
You could. And just drive it, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's so expensive in those, at least in New Jersey. It's very expensive.
Yeah, that's what it's in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's $17 for a pre-roll.
Yeah, that's about what it is. It's like 20 for us. So yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it just came out.
Yeah, but
just dropped.
But in Jersey, they actually fill up the gas for you, right?
They do.
It's a pre-roll state, is what I'm saying.
It is a pre-roll state for gas. It's a pre-gas state.
Yeah.
But also, they are trying to like phase that out. They started this new thing that you could pay less for gas if you basically ask the person not to fill it up for you.
Crazy.
Never seen one person do that. I don't really think it's a real thing.
Is that how you grew up, with other people filling your car?
My whole life. Still, like if I'm in New Jersey, yeah, I'm always getting someone to fill my gas.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially in the winter at least.
I mean, that's the worst job I could think of, though.
It's pretty bad.
Being a gas filler in the winter.
Yeah.
Do they take your card and fill it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it at the pump or do they have an iPad?
It's at the pump. It's exactly what you do. But
they do it and then they go, hey, what's your PIN?
No, they don't have to do the PIN. They don't have to do the PIN. But just like wondering what's your PIN or whatever. But no, they have to. It's weird because like I mean like they're not making a lot, and it should be a tip-based job if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like a waiter.
Yeah. What do you tip a gas guy?
You don't tip. I've never tipped a gas guy in my life.
It'd be tough if you have the card too.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have like a $2 to hand them.
Sometimes like one guy one time asked me, he's like, I want to get breakfast. Can you give me $2? And I was like, okay. But that's like not tipping.
You gotta have a reason.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
hungry. Okay.
He was hungry. Yeah.
That's funny.
But my dad used to do it when he was a kid. He worked as one, but it was in New York. So apparently New York had it like a while ago.
Okay.
And he said Christmas people would tip like huge money, so we would just work on Christmas.
Oh.
Like day.
Okay. I would tip a lot during Christmas, I think.
Yeah. So like
that seems so sad.
Yeah, standing at a gas station.
It's Christmas Eve. You're like, I'm at Sunoco.
Yeah. No, you can play some Christmas music though. Get some lights. It could be nice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about if you didn't drop out of college and tried to do stand up, and now you work at a BP.
That's how you get on stage bitter.
Yep. Probably.
Yeah. Or. Yeah. No,
this guy was like, I have an English degree, and my job is I'm the website designer for the CIA.
What the fuck?
He was like, does that sound like a hard job? I was like, yeah. He was like, I haven't done anything in 3 days.
I believe that. I
was like, oh, fuck you.
No, I mean, like, you only design a website once.
I know, it's insane.
So what the hell? I mean, he might.
He runs a Twitter.
That's pretty cool.
He runs a CIA
Has he ever
Twitter.
thought about, like, just, like, going crazy and just, like, doing, like, a Wendy's?
He made the profile picture his girlfriend.
Really?
For, like, a year.
And no one said anything to him?
Well, because it's just always, like, someone's face.
Oh.
And it was his girlfriend.
That's a pretty good prank.
It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, because not everyone knows he has that job. You could be like, did you see the CIA's Twitter?
Yeah.
It's Danielle.
It's Danielle. What is she doing? Is she a spy?
She's blacklisted.
Yeah, she must be.
That's a real way to do, like, a wanted sign. Because it used to be up in, like, post offices.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it a Twitter, like, profile picture.
Yeah, like a verified Twitter.
Yeah. If I'm, like, looking for someone, like, my ex's new boyfriend, I'll just make my profile picture him.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
I'd be like, you seen this guy?
Yeah.
So that's on the top of my mind. I also saw my ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend today.
All right. Today?
I hadn't seen her.
Did she go to school here?
She goes to school here, yeah.
That makes sense.
And I hadn't seen her in like 4 or 5 months.
What's her name and what's her boyfriend's name?
I won't say her name, but his name is Joe.
Okay.
I'm comfortable saying it because I don't know his last name. I don't know his last name.
Oh, you don't know it.
Which is probably good for me that I don't know it.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like the swimmer guy, you did a lot of research on.
Did a lot. And that was only a one-time thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Just in.
So you were all over this girl's life. God damn.
Well, she talked to me about it at length.
Okay.
She was like, when we were breaking up, she was like, hey, I just wanted you to know, like a month ago, I hooked up with a guy in Puerto Rico. And then I said, oh, that's okay. He was probably fat and ugly. Mm-hmm. And then she said, he's actually on the El Salvador Olympic swim team.
And he is the fattest one on the team.
I was like, why would you say that to me? I have to talk about it.
Because she wanted,
well, she wanted her my feelings.
She wanted to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Sorry, lady.
That's totally fine. I remember a couple days before that, I was at Jimmy D's.
Yeah.
And I met this girl, and we made out. And she pulled away from me and said, I'm never going to see you again. And I was like, oh, like, if you wanted to see each other in the future or whatever. She goes, no, I go to Notre Dame, and tomorrow I'm going to London for a year.
Holy shit.
And she was like, that's the only reason I'm doing this. And I was like, well, that hurts
That's
the confidence
so mean.
a little. And then the next day, my ex-girlfriend was like, Olympic swimmer, and I was like, oh yeah, well if you find yourself in London, there's a girl there who also doesn't like me.
This catch that will not give you the time of day because she's not leaving.
She won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but this new guy, I saw her. I was at Shenley Plaza, and she was walking into the porch, and I just saw her through the glass, and I waved, and she was like, I was like happily waving.
Yeah,
I was, like I was on the phone. Talking to this New York comic, like, should I drop out of college? And I was like, oh my God, hi. And she looked at me like nervous. And I was like, what? What? Like, I don't know. It was a weird reaction. And then I saw she walked and just sits down, like, directly across from me through the glass with her entire family. Like, her parents, like, people I know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. And her brother, I'm, like, kind of friends with. He, like, nods at me. And then I just see him scooch over, and the new boyfriend sits next to him. I was like, terrible. This is poetic.
That's, oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It was like...
It's definitely funny.
I was like, look at them moving on, and I was like, so should I work at Starbucks in the Lower East Side? He was like, dude, no.
I think everyone thing in your life is telling you no, but you seem like you're going to do it.
Well, he's like...
If you do go into another school after and stuff like that, that's fine. As long as you have
That's what I think.
degree. Yeah.
I think partially I may have gotten all I can get out of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets all they can get out of it. You could do college in a year, realistically, like taking only the classes that are actually important to what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. I'd say like most of what I've done here is not had anything to do with what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and I just feel like career-wise, like Sam Morrill, he went to Tulane for a year, and then one summer he came back to New York and he was barking, like handing out flyers and stuff for comedy club, and he was like, oh fuck, I have to keep doing this because if I go back to New Orleans, I'm gonna lose my barking job. I'm gonna come back after I graduate and have to start over.
Yeah,
so like I don't want to start, or I'm okay starting over now, but when I'm 22, I will have been doing stand-up 5 years. I don't want to start over then.
No, that's fair.
But it's a bad idea. I agree with that too.
It's just bad idea, like safety net wise.
Yeah, but like I already don't know if I have one. But yeah, I'll go to school. I was like, I'll go to school. If I go to school there, I won't make friends.
Listen,
but I'll make friends doing stand-up.
If stand-up really doesn't work out for you, which I don't think is going to happen, just go to law school.
Right.
And then you're fine.
Do a 180. I'll go to law school.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I was talking to Kalichi about this the other day. So if you're wondering if I've thought about it, I emailed Kalichi. And
killing it.
I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I was like, can I still apply for staff writer jobs?
Oh, good
if
question.
I don't have a degree? And she was like, fuck, man.
She was like, who is this again?
But like, you can do it. So that was my goal. When I was thinking about dropping out, I was like, I'll drop out. I'll get a literary agent. Like, I'll just write a pilot, and I'll just start sending them out.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they look for degrees in that. Like,
I don't think so either.
Especially for screenwriting. Everybody screenwrites.
Yeah, and she said that it was okay.
Dude, we were talking to fucking those good guy when we recorded the podcast in L.A.
Mm-hmm. Matt? Oh, Sam Beliski?
He definitely didn't go to college. He was doing heroin. And
he played football at Kansas State.
Really? I'm sorry, Sam.
Yeah, Sam's I believe he's a left tackle.
I'm not talking shit, but he was saying some crazy stories. That's crazy. Good for him going getting educated.
Yeah.
He must have. I wonder when the heroin came into the life.
I can't even. You're right, man. I don't know how one starts doing heroin.
Yeah.
He's doing something interesting right now on Instagram.
Is he?
With like all comics post reels and stuff, and they're trying to go viral. And his clips do okay, like pretty good. They do pretty good. They all get a lot more views than he has followers. But he started. You know how you can hide the like count on your post? Mm-hmm. You can now hide your like count on reels, and then it doesn't show anyone how many views you have.
So why?
It takes away the whole status of it.
Yeah.
So I think because he has some that have like 400,000 views and some that have 25,000 views, and then the other ones have like blank. I don't know. I mean, I was just wondering, maybe in a couple years, that's what it's going to look like, though, for other people.
Well, I know that, like, do you think, like, that just, like, Instagram making everybody have no likes?
Well, I think maybe people will start doing that, because then it's, like, opting out. Like, it's not a popularity contest. He's like, my content's good.
But also, like, well, you think for comedy that's going to happen?
I'm wondering if it'll happen for, like, content people.
I don't think overall content. I think maybe stand up specifically. Yeah.
Do you think it's because we all want the views make it like this is cool?
Yeah, I think I think definitely that's why I think for like influencers and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
like they're all about views and
It's
likes.
just numbers.
That's what I mean. That's how they make money. That's how they sell their content like to ads and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't think for that, but maybe for stand up because once you recognize it's a good comedian, you're good.
That was something that someone said. This guy on the phone says to me today. He's like, "You need to move to New York as soon as possible. If you drop out, you're an idiot." And then he was like, "Honestly though, you got a lot of Instagram followers." He was like, "Maybe just." He was like, "I would think about it if I was you."
Just doing like Instagram.
Yeah, he was like, "Grow your Instagram."
Yeah.
And I mean, I will. Like I have.
You could do that and still do the other stuff too.
Yeah, like that's not full time.
Yeah.
It takes me like 20 minutes to edit a video sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. You would have to. I don't even know.
Actually, something that this could be advice for you or anyone. If you're filming yourself doing stand up, like record the audio on stage.
Oh yeah, I should be doing that.
And then, film it from wherever because, oh my God, it's so different.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all actually.
I started doing it and it's a little, I mean, you got to sync it, but like, wow.
Yeah.
Because you always sound like you're bombing when you're listening to just the camera audio.
That's true.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of laughs, though, it might be nice to have that little a boost.
Yeah.
But there's not for me.
Yeah, but if there was.
Very few. If there was, one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried out the tag to the fraternity joke with the wizard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Did it a few times. I really worked out the Wheel of Fortune story. Oh, man.
You got it?
It's like 9 minutes.
That's long.
It's
it was
super
like
long.
4 before or something.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't really have...
Or 5.
I had ideas, and then I got to... Because that's the whole thing with going to other cities. And one of the pros of New York is, like, you just get longer sets. That it's hard to find them here. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I did four 10-minute spots of the story, and... Yeah, it's anyway.
I think there's just more. This is just more in New York probably at the end of the day. But I feel like there's stuff we're missing. There's got to be.
Here?
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, you didn't know about this Arts Foundation.
That's true.
I'm trying to see if that's legit. I don't know. Have you heard of Matthew Broussard?
I don't think so.
So he's a Comedy Central guy. He was on Adam Devine's House Party.
Oh yeah, he's funny.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a comic, but there's this thing at SCAF, and they call him the wall of headliners, the legion of traveling headliners, and it's all these like Comedy Central credited comics that they partner with these Pittsburgh comics to mentor them. And I was there like interviewing, and I was like, "You guys have Matthew Broussard, like a big fan." Like I knew all of them, but I was like, "That guy I really like." And they were like, "Do you want him to be your mentor?" And I was like,
Yeah,
that would be like life changing.
I want to look this guy up quickly.
Yeah.
Matthew. How you spell that last name?
Broussard.
Broussard. I do not. I don't know, but he looks semi-familiar.
Yeah, if you want like his Conan set, or he just had a Don't Tell clip come out.
Maybe I've seen this. I don't know.
He's very Monday Punday on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah,
interesting.
He's really good. But I was like, oh, is this? I mean, and some people are saying that like SCAF isn't anything yet. Because it doesn't even. It's like part of it is there's a church. It's a church. It's all this stuff is in a gutted out chapel.
That's got some, just Alcoholics Anonymous vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were giving me a tour, and there's a gym, and they were like, yeah, there's this stigma that, comics have to be like alcoholics and drug addicts and fat. And she was like, and we'll let you do that. But we have a gym too.
You can also be positive with your life.
I was like, okay. But there's a church, and there's like a 300-seat showroom in it. And they don't have, it's a church. They don't have the zoning laws or the liquor license.
It's still a church.
It's not an event space.
Dude, that's not holy. That's not good.
So a lot of people are like, that place will never open. And like we'll see, but like if it does, I would like staying here would be important.
I think that would be if they actually if they kept like some of the church aspects to it, that could become a really big place to do stand up.
I hope so.
That'd be a cool thing.
Well, part of it is stand up's all about low ceilings. You want a tight room, and oh my God, the church is huge.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone. You know that church on McKee? Was I talking to you about that?
Yeah.
No, who was it?
Well, on Atwood, that one right there.
No,
Oh, the one on McKee right there.
That's people live inside.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Oakland School of whatever. I know some girls who live in there.
Yeah, and apparently I heard that the ceilings are really high in there. So that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they're called like chapel ceiling. There's some name.
Chapel ceiling. I mean, yeah, every church and even temple that I've been in, it's very
they're
high.
built like.
Yeah. Oh, that
Pointed in the middle.
Pointy. I wonder what that is. Point to God. Probably.
Well, because that's why they used to build churches so high in the olden days. Because you were closer to God. Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know, but it doesn't work. I don't think it works.
No,
probably
not. But that's why sinners are in basements.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
If you took a poll, I think the majority of sinners are down there.
They're definitely in basements. Yeah. So there's a lot in Pittsburgh, but I've also done a lot in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you've been. I'm guessing. At least you've been to all the open mics. That they post on Facebook.
Yeah, which is obviously ridiculous. I think I'll be like, well, I'm done now. But I don't know. There's so many comics that, like, when I was in D.C., I was like, oh my God, some of you guys are so good.
Really?
And I mean, they're killers. They do 3 spots a night, like at real shows. They get fit. Like, I performed in 2 days. I performed in front of at least 300 people. Like, I was like, wow, the reps like I'm getting in front of people, and like they all are lobbyists. And like work at nonprofits.
That's crazy.
They're like, yeah, we don't do this full time. And in New York, they're like, we do it full time because like Comedy Central's here.
Yeah.
Or like HBO's here. And there they were like, I work for Congressman McCain.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even like, I mean, and you'd say like they're on par with people that are doing it.
Yeah, I think like talent is everywhere, but like there's this like hunger. Like when we were in LA, like some of the people doing stand-up, I was like, you are an actor and like you also do this.
Yeah, it's gotta be the majority of people out there. Everybody there is trying to make movies, I think.
I think so too. And in New York, they're the most like focused on it I've seen.
Yeah.
But also, people are so good. I mean, there are some comics in Detroit that are just fucking great.
Yeah.
But DC was like some of the best I've seen. But also, I mean, you've seen like every time you go see a show, even the people that are really good, you're like, I could do that. Like you're just writing sentences.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day you could do it, but like also like compared to like how much I thought I could do it before I actually started doing it consistently, I don't think I can do it as easily as I thought.
Yeah, so how do you feel about it, having done it 4 times now?
Having done it 4 times, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely, I could see that I would be getting better. Like, it's still 4 times. It's not like I'm, like, seeing, like, a consistent.
Well, sure. But, like, after I bomb, I'm always like, man, that makes me want to do another show.
I want to do better is what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, I thought, like, after my first time, I think I got a lot of laughs, but because the crowd was like a lot of my friends were there, like 8 maybe or something like that were like there.
Which is maybe more people than you've performed for again.
Yeah, maybe. And they were like, I was getting a lot of laughs. So like when I first did that, I was like, okay, I could maybe like figure this out.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly after like 10 sets, I could like have like a crowd really laughing. And then now after I've done it 4 times, I'm like, okay, I don't think I can consistently make a crowd really laugh like until like I've done it maybe like 50 times or something like that.
Right. I think something that I find is like at the beginning especially, it's not you, and it's not like you're not funny, it's like the jokes.
Yeah, my jokes are not fantastic.
Yeah, so early on if you're like, this isn't going well, you're like, just these jokes aren't that good yet.
My writing's gotta get better. I just have to spend more time on it.
I mean, everyone says, right? Like, just write so many things, because like all of it will be garbage, and then like part of it will be like, oh, my sister is kind of hot. Like maybe I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want it to be.
No, I mean honestly, like that's a great start. I might have to.
Yeah, like the other day,
on that.
I was at a show, and you know, like when you just go to a lot of shows, you just start thinking in the cadence of jokes. Like someone will say a sentence, and you're like, what if there was a punchline on a sentence? Like. And it happens. That's why I want to do stand-up every day, because I always think of it when I'm at a show. Is when I do the most writing. It's when I think of the most premises is when I hear other people's
show we were at, you kept going on your phone.
premises. Yeah, like I just really quickly, like the last show I was at, someone goes on stage and they go like, "Hey, thanks for coming out. My name's Greg," and I was like, "Thanks for coming out." It took me, and then the next day I go on stage and I go, "Hey, my name's Andrew. Thanks so much for coming out. It took me a long time."
That's pretty good.
I was like, "You guys are braver than I am," and then just because I said that, I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, I've kissed 8 guys in my life. Like, not even something
That's a whole joke right there.
It's, yeah, so now I have a joke about it, and then I'm workshopping it right now, but I say something like, I'm too open. Like, we're all open-minded with sexuality. And then I'm like, we should, like, get a little more closed-minded because I keep kissing guys, and I don't like it, but I feel like I have to keep doing it.
That's actually funny you say that. I like that, first of all.
Uh-huh.
That works. But that's funny you say that because my roommate has the same exact... I don't know if you call it a problem, but basically, like, every time there's a party, he gets really drunk, like, when we're all, like, with our frat, basically. He will kiss a guy, probably. Yeah. Like, and there's one guy specifically that I thought that they would end up together in some way.
Yeah.
But that guy has a girlfriend now, and...
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's really sad. But...
Mm-hmm.
Where does
that come from? Well, I think part of it is... Well, there's a couple of things. Drunk girls kissing.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I want to be them.
You want to be them?
No, it's just it's so shocking, and it's great to do it.
It is pretty shocking.
The first guy I kissed, I remember his name was Justin.
Do you ask, or you just go in for it? You feel comfortable answering?
No, I'm thinking about it because I know I always ask girls before I kiss them.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm like, do I not ask men? But I do ask girls. That's funny to think about. Yeah, the first guy I kissed, it was junior year homecoming. His name's Justin. We were friends for a while. I remember he was on a date with my middle school girlfriend, Carmen, and she was annoying me. And like whatever, we were 13, we were young and in love. But Justin it was okay if he had her, but it was just kind of weird. We were at a dinner, and I was just like, Justin, I have to have you right now, and like at the table in front of everyone. And I liked how it felt reaction. I never liked the lip feel of it, Uh-huh. You don't want to know if your friend has soft lips.
No, I don't want to know, but I bet my friend that does kiss a lot of guys does want to know, and he knows.
Interesting, yeah.
I mean, he one time...
He walks away knowing.
He walks away knowing. I could say this, I think. I'm not going to identify who it is. People could guess if they, like, know me. But he one time out of nowhere texted me, I think I'm gay, and then I expanded on it. And then he texted me 2 hours later, I was really high, and I'm not gay. Then I just, like, with that one, I think it's different than your situation.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think he's actually gay, but I think he might be somewhat bi-curious, like 25% bi.
Sounds like he's bi-curious.
Yeah,
he might not.
At least. I don't think he actually wants to have sex with a guy at the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
But he did text me that, and I don't know about you, when I'm drunk, I say silly things that are lies a lot of the time, but when I'm high, I don't do that.
Yeah. When I'm high, I'm like, I would never tell someone something.
No.
Because if I was like, I'm gay, no, do you hate me now?
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. You would be terrified to. That's the worst time to come out.
That would be the worst time to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Being high. I was going to say being gay. Would be
being
probably
gay
the best time to come out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I have a friend, and we've been friends for a long time, and she came out as bi like a year or two ago, and now she's like, I'm lesbian, and I'm like, don't act like you didn't love dick while you had it. Like, she has a like kind of a girlfriend now, and she's been, anyway, I had to call her, and I was like, hey, listen.
What's up, Sam?
How's it going?
Pretty
good.
We're talking about.
Is this just a common thing now with the podcast?
Basically, that's the goal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's allowed to be lesbian, but I was also like, she was like, it's hard to be lesbian now. And I was like, you're not lesbian.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're right. I just want to wear jumpsuits more often.
I would say that, I mean, I've seen it happen before. My friend, actually, I have one friend from high school that multiple women, he was the last one. Which is
awesome.
Bad. Because, like, yeah, awesome. But, like, he was starting to think, like, turning woman.
Yeah.
And not in the right direction.
No.
So, but...
Or maybe he's so masculine and awesome that they're like, oh, maybe I don't like a real man.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe they're like, that's my last one. I need to die with, that's the last man.
Right, that's the negative way to think of it.
No, that's the positive way.
No one can beat that.
But, like, I can't marry him, so I might as well
So I guess I'll
quit.
talk to girls.
I don't
That's
know.
funny.
I think your friend's lesbian. I think.
Actually, she just got out of
she
such
did
a serious breakup with a guy, and I was like, I get that you're dating a girl now, but like.
Yeah, like to say that you're lesbian after being bi for that long is you're basically saying I hated it the whole time.
Right, and I mean I get it. Like I said that I was asexual after I chose to not have sex for. Well, I've never had sex, but
that I guess it's just what you identify as at the moment. I think that's what's.
No, I mean obviously you're right. It's all fluid, but yeah.
We're very woke.
One of the people who live in my building said the other day they were like saying how they were LGBTQ IA plus, and I was like, and I was just kidding, and I went, what letter? I was like, and they went A, and I was like, oh, I didn't.
That's why they did.
I didn't know how to respond to.
And you should have been like, I was for like 6 days.
Sorry, this might be no one.
Okay, I get calls from Detroit, Michigan.
Hello. You're 500s. You 500s this weekend?
I think we do, but I'm not gonna be here because I'm gonna be in Ohio State. Because
Ayo.
I'm going to visit a friend, and we're going to the game, big game.
Who's it? Who?
Who are they playing?
Oh, is it Penn State?
They're playing Wisconsin.
Oh.
I mean, I don't
relatively big.
Yeah, I'm just going. Yeah, it's just two big schools, and
no, Wisconsin's
it'll
good.
be fun. Are they good right now? It's got to be. I just paid $84 for a ticket, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got told that after I was planning on going.
Yeah, I'm seeing Chris Rock on Monday.
That's gonna be fun.
And yeah, I'm excited to see him. And it's a lot. And I was like trying to get all my friends to go.
Isn't Mulaney performing this weekend?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going.
I wanted to go.
Yeah, I would have said we should go if you were gonna be here.
I know.
Because there's still some tickets left. Because it's like he sold 20,000.
Damn. How many do they fit in? Is the improv?
Like 20,000. Oh, in the improv?
Where is he?
He's in PPG.
Okay, 20,000. True, they don't have 20,000.
The improv seats 400.
Okay, I was joking.
Oh,
20,000.
you're keeping Mulaney plays the improv.
Yeah.
Hilarious. There's something interesting about it because like the improv is like a move.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, I'm a comedian, but then you're terrible compared to some people.
Yeah, like Kevin Hart.
Right, like Kevin Hart hasn't done an improv, and Kevin Hart.
But then Dave
things
Chappelle's
happen.
still doing stuff like that. He still has
Doesn't-
respect for the
Doesn't
club.
do improvs.
No, well, he did that small club though, for that special. One of the most recent ones, I think, was it Sticks and Stones?
I don't know. I haven't seen The Closer. That's the
No,
most
it
recent
wasn't the
one.
close. That was in like an arena or like theater.
Yeah.
But there's one or two before that. Like
Yeah, he released 2 like in 2 months or something.
Yeah.
Sticks and Stones, and then like
He had one in a small club.
Equity or whatever.
It might have been that.
Oh. He did one in
On a stool.
where he shot Chappelle Show, which was pretty small.
No, but it was smaller than that. I know where he shot. Or no, sorry, Chappelle's Show. I was just thinking of Killing Him Softly. Never mind, that place.
No, Chappelle Show was shot in like maybe a 300-seat theater.
It could have been that. It looked low ceilings. You could
Mhm.
see like people's heads.
But a lot of people shoot in clubs now.
I know, yeah, people say that. I know Rogan talks about how he thinks the best place to perform is a club compared to like an arena or theater.
Yeah, I mean, an arena's a terrible place.
Yeah,
to
arena's
perform,
bad.
But it's like you do that for money.
Yeah, theater might be a little alright though. I saw Jim Gaffigan
I would do a theater, yeah.
in what's it called, Montclair, New Jersey.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
been there?
No.
No. They were pretty. I forgot what the theater's called. The War. I don't know what the theater is, but that seemed pretty ideal. Like it was like, I don't know how many seats, but it was like one level and then like an upper deck.
I like theaters a lot. Have you been on stage at a theater for anything?
No, I don't think I've ever been on stage.
It's intense. Like
Yeah.
when you get a laugh, it's like boom. It's so because it like goes way back and then it comes forward again. I don't know. Theaters are cool.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Stand up in theaters. Arenas, that's like no one should aim for that.
Yeah, but you could. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't
I
even
bet
know.
Kevin Hart did. Not until late into his
Maybe
career.
he did. Maybe when Kevin Hart sold out fucking like MetLife or
Yeah.
whatever he did.
No, I bet at the beginning he did it though. I don't know. I think it would be a bad idea to come into comedy expecting to do arenas. Then you're probably not going to be that funny.
Well, like arenas too. Like you make so much money, but like, is that fun?
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't look fun because
It's so hard.
dude, I watch like comics that I've liked for years. Sometimes do sets in like even in like theaters, and they do bad. Like they do look so nervous. And
It's
I'm like,
different.
this is not good.
Sometimes you see someone in a theater and you're like, it's too big for you.
Yeah,
Like you seem little on a stage.
I know you're not the biggest fan of Theo Von, but I like some of his stuff.
Yeah.
And his every single special he's had, I think, has been bad, kind of, compared to what he does, like his podcasting and like just his normal sets, or like, I haven't seen a ton of normal sets from him. I saw him do a set on shrooms though, that was very funny.
In real life,
in real life, yeah. No, not real life. On YouTube, there's just like this like set he did at a random club. It was like 20 minutes, and it was really funny.
Well, theaters are just the opposite of intimate, you know? And that's what people like about podcasts and clubs. They're just so close.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I think he's good at. He's personable.
Yeah, that's like Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah, he's good at theaters.
He's just so big.
He is big. You said a little like him. So big.
Sebastian, he's so big.
So big.
Why?
Why is
Why Theo Von? Why?
He's so Italian.
That guy who called me, by the way, he called me and he went, Derek?
And you were like, yes? And the Dominoes?
Yeah, Dominoes?
Do you know Derek and the Dominoes?
No.
That's
Derek and the Dominoes? Is it a band?
Eric Clapton's old band.
Have I told you my Eric Clapton thing?
No.
The other day, so I was working at Bottle Rocket, and after the show, I'm at the bar, and the two headliners are sitting at the bar with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this one guy, his name's Ike, he's at the bar, and this 40-year-old woman's hammered, and she comes up to Ike, and she's like, I thought you were really funny. And he's like, well, thank you. And she's like, I thought you were really funny.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, well, I really appreciate that. And she's like, do you want a cigarette? And he was like, nope. And he had just told a bunch of jokes about how he doesn't smoke. And then she was like, I'm kidding. He's like,
a pretty good joke.
He goes, oh, right. And then he gets up and leaves. And then she goes up to the next guy, the other guy who performed, and she goes, oh, they're really funny.
Okay,
And then she's like, and you're cute.
Oh.
And she turns.
She's improvising.
She's like learning. And he's like, I am cute. Like, that guy was great.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting next to him. I was like trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I kind of interject. And then she turns to me and she goes, you look like Anthony Jeselnik.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I guess a little. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I said, I talk about, and then that guy, who I think knows Anthony Jeselnik, is like, yeah, you look like Anthony. And then I go, I talk about dropping babies less. Because, he has a bit about dropping babies.
I believe so. I watched that one where he, I don't even know what special.
Fire in the Maternity Ward?
Yeah,
with the beard?
Yeah,
with the leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's the one.
He goes, you ever drop a baby? Holy shit, do people overreact?
That's a good one.
And so I'm like talking about that, but they both do not know the joke.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this guy's a comedian. I was like, you don't know Anthony Jeselnik?
Yeah, that was a big special.
Yeah, I guess not, but he doesn't know. And then she says something, and then I bring up Eric Clapton because he's another joke about Eric Clapton.
Oh, about his kid.
And then he goes like, he says something about Eric Clapton, and he goes, wow, his kid was a real clumsy guy. And then he says, but then we got that song. And I say that to this guy and the girl.
Yeah.
And they are both like, don't know I'm doing an Anthony Jeselnik. They just think I'm talking shit about Eric Clapton's dead kid.
Yeah. And what did they say?
She was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say they were like, these are incredible jokes.
No, they were like, well, when people don't know you're telling a joke, they're like, these are some mean points.
Yeah, especially his stuff.
Yeah. And then she leaves at one point, and I go up to this guy, and I'm like, hey, I just want to say sorry. That was a bit about like an Anthony Jeselnik thing. And he's like, are we still talking about Eric Clapton? It's like, no, sorry.
You lost.
I did a bad job. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to apologize to Theo Von. I don't know. I was rude. Put back on to Derek and the Doms. Which is a good idea for a skit. It's a guy named Derek and a bunch of dominant women. We're moving on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
You know a lot of dominant women?
I've met some.
Really? Would you say you've been with a handful sexually?
Oh, okay. Sexually,
Have
do
you
I know
been with
dominant?
any dominant woman sexually?
Uh-huh.
Do you prefer it?
Yeah, it's a nice change in pace.
It's a nice change
Honestly,
of pace.
I mean, if you've been with people who are just like, I like laying down.
Yeah, that's worse. That's definitely not good.
Yeah, it's unexpected though when they're really
Yeah.
dominant.
I don't know if I'd want it all the time, but I get tired sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes you have a long
Nice.
day.
Yeah, I like when you go your turn and they go yay.
I've never had that happen. Wait, why are you saying that as like a normal thing? They say yay?
Well, like, because usually people are like, oh, I gotta.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta go
always
on top.
I do like when I ask people to go on top. I feel a little bad. I'm like, I don't know. I have guilt for making them.
Isn't that crazy though?
Use
That
energy.
you do.
That is crazy.
Right. So if you are like, yeah, and they go, yeah, you're like,
Yeah, that is nice. Actually, I would appreciate it if women would start doing
I would
that.
appreciate it. Something I've discovered about myself is I like girls who are mean.
I thought you were gonna end it on I like girls.
No,
that
like
are mean to
when
you.
girls in conversation kind of make fun of you, I'm like, whatever. I do like that, but a problem I've had is I'll start talking to a girl who is kind of mean to me in conversation, and I'm like, oh, you just don't stop.
Mhm.
No, they're mean to me the whole time.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you can't.
I made out with this girl a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "This is bad," and she started being mean, and I was like, "No, it stops now. Like, you're interrupting to hurt my feelings."
I've had that before.
And she's like, "I'm kidding." I'm
She was
like,
kidding. Okay, mine
I'm
was.
like, I would rather you be telling the truth. This is just not fun.
Yeah, of course that's not fun. That happened to me one time I met with a girl from Tinder, and we were making out with the mouths, and she
Oh, cool.
in the middle of it was just like, you keep breathing in my mouth, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'll try not to.
Yeah.
And then after a little, she was just like, I think you're just a bad kisser, and I was just like, thinking, you're not the first one I've done, and I've never gotten a bad review as bad as this at least.
Yeah. Isn't that that's happened to me before where I've like was breathing into someone's mouth and then I got in my head. I was like,
Yeah.
how do I exhale normally? And because I was like, do I breathe just into their face but
It's
not
better,
their mouth?
maybe?
And then but this girl was like, hey, you keep doing it. And then I was like not exhaling, so I was like holding a bunch of air in my mouth, and she was
Yeah.
like, "What's about to happen?" And I would go,
You just
"It's the
just
worst."
passed out on her.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
kissing's hard. I don't do it a lot, so
Yeah,
it's hard for me to get good at it.
that's fair. I don't know. Depends on the time of my life. Sometimes I'm never doing it a lot.
Yeah, how was with that girl that you went out with a couple times?
I think we ended it last night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. We're doing good. I mean, it was basically, since I'm leaving in December,
Yeah.
this was,
We're doing the same thing, you and I. You're shitting on my plan.
What plan?
You're leaving in December. I'm leaving in December.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just go together. You want to live with me? I'm going to be in New York.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can offer
I
it.
was gonna say. I could
But you
feel.
can
I could
definitely-
feel you not wanting to offer it.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can definitely stay, like, with me, like, on
Like,
weekends and stuff like that.
Just don't like bring a lot of stuff.
Like, my mom barely wants me there, to be honest. So, like,
You're living with your mom.
I'm living with my mom.
Are you
Yeah.
excited about it?
No.
Really? I
I'm
don't know
excited
you
to
were
save money. No, me and my mom, like, we're cool.
Yeah, you're vibing.
No, we vibe and stuff, but, like, usually when we live together for long periods of time, there's going to be a fight at some point.
Mm.
Just us, you know.
Just guys being dudes.
Just guys being dudes. We're but like I think she does just like want me to like kind of like, you know, figure my stuff out and get a place. But like
do you have like a plan where you're like, I get an
yeah,
apartment?
once I start getting paid, I want to see if I can afford a place in New York City. I think what I'm gonna do is split a place with my friends right outside New York City.
Like
and
in Jersey?
Yeah, like something like, I know people in like Hoboken and Jersey City, which is still pretty expensive though. So like,
I mean, that's basically New York.
yeah, it's
I think
basically
the train goes there.
It does, yeah. Those are thoughts. Newark would be pretty cheap.
That would be further.
It would be further, but also it's like it's right next to where I used to live, and that train ride was like 30 to 40 minutes. Like the express is like 30 something minutes.
Okay.
It's doable.
Sure. I was thinking about living in Bushwick,
Bushwick? Where's Bushwick?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Oh, Brooklyn would be a cool place to live. I know people that live
I mean,
there.
infamously, I think pretty cool.
Yeah. Wait, is that where Jay-Z's from? No, that's Bed-Stuy. That's also I think Chris Rock
Bushwick
and Biggie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's killing it then.
Maybe definitely Biggie. I don't know about. I'm might be confusing my rappers.
What's
comedians.
a Biggie song? Because everyone always says Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah.
And I know Tupac songs.
Yeah.
But like, what's a Biggie song?
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Oh.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
And then it's a steep drop off after that, I'll say.
I thought it sounded like he was around to make a lot of more music.
No, I don't know when he died, but he died, I think, probably late 20s, maybe. I don't think he got.
Oh! I was like, I think 20s. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, no, late 20s age. I think he's a big guy.
Like he was a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen pictures at all or videos?
Is that why they call him Biggie?
He's actually probably 400 pounds.
No way.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull it up.
Jamie, pull it up. I'll pull it up with my Jamie hand. You have somewhere to be, right?
I'm going to work at 6.
Okay, so you want to stop at 5:30?
Yeah, 5:30 is okay, whenever you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that, the one right to the one where it's just him in the hat.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, but you can't really see his... I mean, obviously, he's a heavier guy.
Yeah.
I've never looked closely.
Crazy chin.
Crazy chin.
Let's see his weight. All right, guess what his weight is.
Okay. I'm going to go that he weighs 320.
Yeah, 400 probably an exaggeration.
400's a lot.
395.
Oh, my God.
He was 6'1". He was tall. He was a big dude.
That's not that tall.
Is that Patrice O'Neal?
Doesn't he look like Patrice, though?
In that picture, he does.
Yeah.
Patrice also had, I think, died because of weight problems. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, he's like the best. Once I started liking, was aware of Patrice, he's my favorite part of The Office when he comes on.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I bet you want to swim with this sea monster,
Yeah,
don't
that's
you?
the exact line what I was thinking of. He was so funny in it. I didn't realize who he was until after I would watch the show live and stuff
Yeah.
So it was too early. But then I started watching the Opie and Anthony thing. Have you ever seen those?
Opie and Anthony?
You know Opie and Anthony?
Oh.
Jim Norton.
Yeah.
And,
I have seen that.
Yeah, they do they just had a lot of comics on back in the day, and Patrice O'Neal was one of the recurring comics.
Cool.
And he was really funny on it.
Hey, Patrice O'Neal. Did that guy go to college?
I'm gonna say no.
So you want to say no. I don't know if he did.
I want to confidently say no.
So many comics didn't go.
Let's see.
I don't know. I think it's a better idea if I'm going to college in New York.
Listen, if you're doing stand-up, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I need something to make money.
Oh, wait, he might have played football in college.
No way.
He went to Northeastern. I'm so sorry.
He's like a
Patrice.
genius?
Yeah, this guy's... I mean, it makes sense.
So that's how he met Bill Burr.
He was like... Oh, did he go to Northeastern, too?
He went to Emerson, but both in Boston.
Yeah.
They're Boston guys.
Patrice O'Neal, I know was smart. Because, here's a lot of, he had, a lot of fucked up, but, philosophical things he would, if you watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
And had kernels of truth in a lot of badness. But you could tell he's a smart guy.
No, I mean, he's always seemed smart. I just, especially guys who are successful, younger and stuff, and, it just seems yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, I'd say
Northeastern, very cool.
John Mulaney, he was a young success. He finished college.
Georgetown, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I mean, so many comics went to very good schools, but John Mulaney, he just had it set up. He went to school with Mike Birbiglia and Nick Kroll.
Yeah,
so when he graduated, he'd been doing stand-up, I don't know, your position, do it 6 more months, and then he opened for Mike Birbiglia on the road.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So
but also, I think he was probably ready. Just I feel like
probably
him, he was.
But I think I have more material than he did.
That's possible.
I mean, John Mulaney's better than I am.
No, I mean, the thing is,
if you're good, people will find you.
Yeah.
I just want to be somewhere where I can be found.
Yeah. I think it's just, I think most comics that are solid could have really big careers, really a year in basically or something like that. It just doesn't happen. That's why there's so much.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I was a bad writer. I think I'm
Really?
so much better at writing. I really think I wrote 10 minutes in the last month, and I could never have done that.
Yeah.
I'm
not writing.
Where you are.
Yeah, I'm writing a joke a week.
Yeah, or 18 months in, I was still if I wrote a joke, I would do that joke for 3 months and then be maybe this is a joke. I didn't even know the process of adding a tag or throwing it away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have this joke about GoFundMe. Have I done my GoFundMe? I have this joke about GoFundMe's, and I started doing it like 6 weeks ago. And I've done it, 50 times. And now I'm like, it's bad.
Yeah.
I guess I got to drop it.
Huh.
But, now I know when to drop jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you get really sentimental to them.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, God, I finally wrote a joke that works.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to learn to not care.
It's a cold world.
It's a cold world.
Cool. That's a Biggie song. It's actually not. I don't think it is.
You had me on the ropes there. Well, I can talk about anything else that isn't comedy because I'm sure that's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get a TikTok clip from this, so let's work on that.
All right. I feel like we've had some gems.
There's definitely something in here. Talk about the LGBTQ part. That's going on.
What letter are you? She was like, A. And she was like, what, do you not know how to respond to me being A? And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't.
I didn't think I didn't, but now I don't.
I was like, that's cool.
You want to go religion or holding your breath?
Holding your breath.
Okay. How long can you hold your breath right now? Let's see how long you can go.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, you want to race? Like we'll go against each other?
Okay. I'll tell you, though.
You're
all right.
a Colombian swimmer or whatever it is?
El Salvador.
Yeah.
But one time we did this freshman year, biology, high school, 2.5 minutes.
That's long.
And I'm not saying I could do it right now.
Yeah.
But I did do it.
Okay, that 2.5, that's like
I was
definitely impressive.
I was laying on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, were you gonna say that you passed out?
My teacher was like, you can literally hold your breath for 3 to 4 minutes. And he was like, none of you can do it. You'd only do it if you were about to die. He was like, you could probably do it a minute to 90 seconds. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna do it right now.
Dude, have you ever tried swimming though, and then you hold your breath?
I think it's easier underwater to hold your breath.
But you start squirming.
Oh yeah.
I didn't make it to 3 or 4 minutes, and that happened.
But there's something interesting about when you hold your breath, everyone becomes your enemy. Because everyone's like, I want to plug you. You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you
That's
all
true,
touching my face right now?
Yeah. That is everyone becomes very, primal.
Mm-hmm. And sure, I'd cheat.
Sure. You better not now.
Okay.
All Put the mic right in front of your mouth so we can hear the cheating. Okay.
All right. I want to try to do it for a minute.
Okay. Should we end on a...
Yeah, let's wait for it to get to 59.
Okay.
How long do you feel like you can do it?
I feel like I did that definitely a minute 30, I think.
I have a strategy. I'll talk about it after.
Okay, I feel nervous.
I got my minute in.
Okay, we're gonna stop. All right.
Well, you could have kept going if you wanted.
Oh, you fucking! I thought we were stopping. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I think I definitely could have gotten 130. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if 230 is what you said you got.
It was insane.
Yeah, I don't think I could do.
There's no purpose to doing it. 2 minutes, I think you could do it if you trained for it.
Yeah, maybe.
But why would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not David Blaine.
But I think people always try to go too big. They're like,
yeah,
hold a lot of air, and you can't do that.
Really?
Because your lungs get they're so stretched. So I always breathe in just a little bit.
I just always thought as I would do it, I guess that's cheating when I was about to think, the reason I would do that, because I would do that. And then, is that cheating to blow out?
It feels like it's cheating. Well, because it's the same as if I breathe in a little and then just keep breathing in.
Is it the same, though? Because I'm
Isn't
letting
it?
oxygen out.
Well, I'm breathing more by breathing in. But let's just not do either,
Yeah.
Well, because the oxygen's becoming carbon dioxide. You got to get rid of it.
Oh,
so it's then equally bad for you.
So it's less poisoning.
Yeah,
that's
true. You're just
that's basically what we just did for a minute.
That's funny. I mean, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can do religion also, though, if you have.
Okay, we'll do religion, and then I'll let you go.
Then we can wrap it.
Yeah, but so I guess 3 questions.
Okay.
3 parts, but you can answer any of them in any order, or all of them in the same order I asked them. It's, what was your experience with religion growing up?
Okay.
What is it now, and what do you plan for it to be in when you're old, family years and stuff?
Good. I like it.
Okay.
Growing up, I was baptized. I was raised Episcopalian, which is a sect of the Protestantism. Both my parents went to Catholic school. They met at Catholic college. They were raised Catholic, but they believe in gay marriage and the fact that women should be able to be priests. And those are the two main differences between Episcopalianism and Catholicism.
Okay.
So I went
cool.
to an Episcopalian church until I was 9, and then I moved. I lived in Ohio, and then I moved to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't go to church for a year, and then I moved again, and then I started going to a Unitarian church.
I don't know what that is.
Unitarian, it's another type of Protestant church, but it's very like... Yeah, I started going to a Unitarian church, it's another Protestant church, but it's very like, you don't have to wear shoes, there's no rules. It's like, it's super...
Wait, why is everyone there dying not to wear shoes? Is that...
It's one of those things where you're like, freaking hippies walking around.
It is a little hippie-ish,
It's super like liberal hippie stuff. And
Okay.
I remember...
Are your parents hippies?
No, but like Ann Arbor's like super liberal.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Shrooms are legalized. Like, so I went there for just 8th grade. I went to a Unitarian church, and my parents really wanted me to go there for the sex ed class.
Probably a good one.
Oh man,
Orgies?
it was called OWL, which stands for
Orgy?
Our Whole Lives. And it was, I remember when I was 13, I thought of this. I'm pretty proud of it. I said, Mom, it is the most in-depth sex ed class for a bunch of kids who will never have sex.
That's pretty good.
We would just, it was really like, everyone would write questions.
Did you learn about the clitoris?
Yeah, we learned crazy stuff. And at the end of every class, you would write, and this is like Sunday morning still. This is Sunday school. We would write our questions onto paper, and then the next day we would start with the questions. Every single week, I kid you not, first question, how big is the average penis?
Every time.
The guy's like, all right, if you're wondering what a 12-year-old's thinking,
Yeah.
this guy's like, once again, any size is fine.
The amount of times I looked that up when I was in middle school.
He's like 5. I remember because I stopped going at one point, and I had a friend who was in the class, and I was like, wait a minute. Will my penis keep growing, or is it done? And he was like, well, you are 5'6" right now, so probably all of you will keep growing. And I was like, all right, good.
Write that down.
But one day we had two female speakers come in, and it was just basically, it was like very LGBTQ, like inclusive, the whole education. I remember in my high school sex ed class, we weren't allowed, there's like anal sex, oral sex, and vaginal sex. We weren't allowed to call vaginal sex normal sex because it was like too heteronormative. It was like, I just grew up, it was all so liberal.
This is interesting. We didn't talk about anal at all.
You didn't talk about anal?
No.
They were like, none of it is less sex than other things. They're like, it's all on the same playing field.
That's crazy.
So these two women came in, and one of them was, they were like, hi, my name is Amber. I'm Butch by Curious, and my name is, Cassidy, and I'm femme, pan, leading towards, like male, hetero. And someone asked them, what is the difference between having sex with a girl and having sex with a guy? And I was 12. And one of them said, you can't choke on a woman's bits.
What? That's what they said?
And I was like, I gotta go.
Was that a joke? Are they like trying to get a laugh?
I think it might have been with a bunch of like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
I was like, gold. It's gold. I freaked out. And I told my mom, she's like, all right, you're not going back.
Yeah. No, bits is also a crazy way to describe
Crazy word.
privates.
Because I've never thought about women's reproductive organs as, like, I think about it as bits always now.
I don't like it because then, there's an image and I don't like it.
It changed me.
Yeah.
But that was the last time I went to that church. And then I don't believe in God.
Because of that.
Because of that. No, I'm agnostic. I thought a lot about it.
Okay.
Freshman year, I started dating this girl, and she was Catholic. And she was like, being Catholic's normal. And I was like, no, you're crazy. And then I like learned a lot about like prayer and like religion and all this stuff. And I remember one day, I fucking look up at the sky and I'm like, God, I've done it before. I'm like, God. And the next day I was walking in Shenley Plaza, and this man pulled me aside, and he's like, I'm sorry, but God compelled me to speak to you. Do you have a minute? And we talked for like an hour. And it happened the next day. And it happened the next day.
This happened 3 days in a row.
Three different people, and we talked for hours, all of us.
Dude, you are a prophet.
And then I was like, oh, God's real.
Yeah, I really think everybody would.
And then it blew my mind, and I would talk to her about it, and she's like, I've never felt that. She was like, you're immediately more on board than I am.
Yeah, of course.
But then I would ask questions, and some of them weren't there for it. They were like, I was like, what makes your religion real and like Islam like less of one? And they're like, well, I don't believe that you could be a frog in a later life. And I was like, oh shit, all right, you're an asshole. So that was a lot. So I went through a bit of a religious confusion.
I don't know, man. You had pretty crazy.
But then I learned when you pray for things, it's like you're putting something out there.
Yes.
And you hope to see it. So when you see anything, you're like, that's a sign.
Yeah, you look for it, or you work harder towards it because the praying helps you. Yeah,
totally.
No, that's all. That's what manifestation kind of ends up being.
Yeah, and I believe a little bit in the idea of like personal manifestation. But anyway, I'm agnostic now, which is like I used to say I was atheist. No one in my hometown believes in God at all. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens with the very progressive.
Yeah, like I didn't know a single Catholic person. I mean, and then I think it's interesting because liberal people are so like, there's no God, and then they're like, but we respect Muslim and Jewish people, and like obviously respect them, but they're like, no, their God's real. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That is just the main one. That one's not cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it goes.
So I don't like argue with people about it. I like to hear what other people believe.
Yeah,
for sure. And I won't raise my kids religious.
You won't?
I don't want to do it, and I wouldn't want my partner to want to do it either.
Yeah.
Because I think they're too young to have it thrown up. Like, I remember I was like, I'm losing every Sunday when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think if my kid wanted to be religious when they were 15 or whatever, sure.
Yeah,
but, like, you can pick it. Yeah, right. I know. If you're 15 and then you're like, actually.
Yeah. I think we need church.
Three separate people have come up to me in the street and said Christ compelled them to speak to me.
You ever seen that meme when Bryan Cranston turns to his son and like the whole room gets dark? He's like, son, when you turn down this road, you can't ever turn back.
Son, once you start, there's no going back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do to your son if he ever says 3 people showed up to me.
If that happened, people every day would come up to me and be like, did it happen again today?
Yeah.
And I was like, don't do this to me.
You could become like a prophet that like people visit from other states.
Well, yeah. I was like, because this one woman was talking to me, and she was like telling me all this stuff about religion, and I was like, let me talk to the priest. I was like, let me just hash this all out right now. I have so many questions about why this keeps happening.
That's crazy.
And they were like, he was like, you're just having an awakening, and I was like, shut up.
That's the worst answer ever.
I was like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, you just got to be like, come to the back room. We have something here for you.
Yeah.
Not sexual.
No, it didn't seem sexual.
Yeah, that's what I think of backroom priest.
Right.
Yeah.
Confession.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That would be nice to have confession. To be able to confess things.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess that's nice.
I mean, it's just therapy, but like.
Yeah, that's what it is, I guess.
It's free.
Yeah, and then it's way easier because instead of like working through your problems, they're just like saying Our Father and.
Yeah.
Good.
They're like, how many Hail Marys for dropping out of school?
4, yeah.
4 years. Yeah.
4 years, 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Religion?
Yeah.
I went to like temple and like Hebrew school like growing up until probably I think 8th grade, and I stopped. And then in high school I didn't like.
You were bar mitzvahed?
Yes, I was bar mitzvahed. I was mitzvahed. And
Lime.
Thank you. And pretty much the whole time I didn't believe in God when I was doing that when I was little. And I didn't like going to Hebrew school. Me and my friends messed around all the time, got kicked out all the time. It was like more like school, but like without consequences.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
And then when I got into, and then in college I still had the pretty same idea. And then at the end of school, I always in college I would always say like I believe in like energy. Like, kind of like
that's what my mom says.
Yeah, it's like kind of like if I was like a girl that believed in horoscopes and crystals. No offense to your mom. Because I believe in it, too.
No, well, my mom says she had a vision. Because my brother...
Sounds like my grandma.
My brother's adopted, and my mom meditates a lot, and I meditate a little bit.
Yeah, my grandma meditates.
Yeah. My mom said she was doing it every day for, like, months. And she was, like, sad, and she was meditating. And one day she was in the garden, and everything around her, she, like, saw plants, and, like, she saw the energy in it. And, like, but then non-organic things, like bricks, they didn't have energy. But she saw an energy.
She's taking psychedelics?
Right? And then that night, there was a voice, and she knew she had to adopt my brother.
Yeah, that's crazy. You see, like, I don't know if I don't believe in like the New or Old Testament, like all that stuff. I like the stories and stuff, but like the idea that like there's some metaphysical stuff. I like that.
Sure, and I think that's what it is, though. You can like it. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a good.
It's comforting.
But I like the agnostic, like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
like that's cool, and I'd buy into it.
That's what I
but
was
I'm not
at.
going to say I'm right.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, you've also been on both sides, so you're probably pretty understanding to all the things.
I guess so, yeah.
But I was that, and then I switched over to a little less of it, a little more of believing in like something specifically.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like you couldn't really call it God, but it kind of is. But like you can, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I was also expelled from Sunday school.
You were expelled?
When I lived in Ohio.
How?
Asking too many questions.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so stupid.
I was in first or second grade. I mean, we had these classes every day, and I started being like, I don't know. And then all these other kids started asking questions. I remember there was a felt board, and there was all these, like, felt Jesus and people, Abraham, whatever, showing up on the board. And one day the devil was on there, and he was, like, bright red. And I was like, is he sunburned? She was like, what? And I was like, why is he red? And she was like, well, he's the devil. And I was like, was he a guy? And she's like, yeah. I was like, is he red? And she was like, no, he's not red. And I was like, he's in Egypt. He's probably red because he's sunburned.
Yeah.
And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, so Noah's Ark, you have a hammer? And she was like, no, he just built it. And I was like, what are you talking
With his
about?
hands?
I was like, that's insane.
She didn't have to say no. She could have said yes.
And I was like, why are you in charge?
Yeah.
And then the next day, all of my
Can I speak to your
classmates also started doing that.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so there was a meeting with my mom, was another Sunday school teacher, and they're like, Andrew's starting an uprising. So he needs to leave the class.
That's dumb.
I was like, the church silencing another voice?
Yeah, that's they should encourage that. A normal school would encourage that. I don't think even my temple probably wouldn't really encourage. But like they also put up with a lot of shit in my temple. Like me and my friends would say like, Haman.
Haman?
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't. He's like the villain in like the porn story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we started to chant "Boo Haman! Haman sucks! He's," and no one got in trouble at all.
Yeah.
So I think that's just like an example of the bar.
Jewish kids are unruly.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say we were. I mean, it was honestly everybody was pretty cool with the teachers except for a group of like 5 kids, which me and my friends were a part of. One of my friends held a staple gun up to a kid's head and said, "I'll do it," and started just yelling. He just had to sit in the office for like 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
I don't know. We used to, there was some bad things happening there. But also, it's basically a daycare at the end of the day, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
the kids busy.
Yeah, and the end goal for them is, like, teach them to read Hebrew, kind of, and, like, know the stories, which, honestly, it kind of worked. Like, every time. We were going twice a week and singing those songs. You have to sing the songs, and so you got them nailed into your head.
Yeah, it's
works.
effective.
It does work. And I went to preschool at my temple too, so like they were like on. They were on it early.
Yeah, they're 4. Get in here.
What?
You're 4.
Yeah, you're 4. You wanna fucking summon a devil?
Yeah.
That's not what they do, but.
Oh, I hope not.
They don't believe in the devil, actually.
Yeah, you walk in, they're like, all right, here's an Old Testament. It's not gonna be updated.
Yeah. By the way, if you drop it, you have to fast for 40 days.
Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
If you drop.
If you drop the Torah, I think you fast for 40 or 80 days.
Whoa.
And you have to read through it, I think is what you have to do.
Is it like whichever happens first?
Yeah, can you be a slow reader? I don't know if you even have to finish it. All I know is you do have to fast for
That's so much time.
a death date,
I was gonna say
basically.
you will die. It's like when everyone's like, the American flag can't touch the ground.
Yeah, it's like that.
I'm like, well.
I had to hold it for my bar mitzvah. It was the scariest, 5 minutes of my life.
That's intense.
I was like, if they will all
We were
kill
doing
me.
a tabling event for my fraternity, and the flag touched the ground, and seriously, the president was like, we have to get a new flag.
That's stupid.
And I was like, I am gonna burn it.
Yeah. Isn't that what you're supposed to do, too?
Yeah, you burn the flag.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's so much more disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
But I grew up always scared of flags touching the ground.
Really? I never saw. They were just always
Always
on
upright.
something.
And you gotta
held.
fold it differently.
Yeah, I don't.
There's
I mean,
so
I
many
never
rules
been.
with flags.
I never really had a care for it, I guess, exactly, because they didn't push that on us that much.
Good.
But they did push, like, we had to do the pledge and stuff. But I had a teacher in high school. We had homeroom. And so for 4 years, I had the same homeroom person. We always had them for, like, doing the pledge. And he didn't make us do it once. We all just sat during it. So.
You did the pledge during high school?
Yeah, we had to.
Oh, I had to do it through 4th grade. But then they were like, we don't.
Yeah.
Indivisible.
I mean, it's indivisible. They were pretty divised. Yeah, no, it definitely. Yeah, we had to do it for all the way there.
That's insane. So it would play over the PA, and you would all sit down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
he was pretty cool.
When I played high school football, I would not put my hand on my heart during the national anthem. I kneeled sometimes.
Really?
Honestly. Because my team, I was like one of 3 white guys. It was like all black guys.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good
So
reason,
we had
too.
meetings, and they were like, all right, are we kneeling today, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then there was one of the 3 was like...
It was one of those guys.
Yeah, we would like lock arms.
Yeah.
And everyone was taking a knee, and he would like stand. God.
Yeah.
And his arms were like, and it's like, I love
I feel like
this
I wouldn't
country.
get along with that guy that much.
No. You know Ben Shapiro?
Mm-hmm.
He like went to a meet and greet with Ben Shapiro.
The one guy I want to meet.
Yeah. He's a smart guy too. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
bummer that is what his personality is.
Yeah, I believe he's a smart guy. He's probably not fun.
No. He goes to Duke.
Cool. You play sports still?
No, he was like a power lifter in high school too.
Damn.
So
What position did he play?
does that middle linebacker. He was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Just big dude.
Yeah, he was like 240. He was a monster.
240?
He was huge.
How tall was he?
5'9".
Thick. So
He was a milk dud.
yeah, it was. Yeah, he had some gush on him. But
No,
also,
no. Like
It was straight
lean.
muscle?
He was so
Lean
big. He looked like
240?
Ezekiel Elliott.
I've never seen a 5'9", 240 lean, like in high school.
Yeah, I mean it was like bulbous. It was huge.
Yeah. Is he on? He must have been on steroids.
People talked about it.
He's got to be.
We were like, "You on steroids?" And he'd be like,
Yeah, that's it. When you know that when someone doesn't answer in words, they just grunt. You know they're on steroids.
I like when guys who lift a lot start explaining how steroids work to you, and I'm like, just do it. If you're gonna do it, like I don't need you to tell me. Actually, if you go through one cycle of clear, which is 6 weeks, it's actually more healthy than going on testosterone. Like, shut up.
I have a friend that's about to do this. He's basically saying he's like he wants to do it now, but he's like, I'm just gonna do a short cycle. And
That's what everyone says.
He's gonna do it. Yeah, he's just gonna do it forever. But
Yeah.
he's gonna do it.
I'm just gonna get ahead of it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do it right when he gets out of college, at that time.
Great time
It
to
is.
start
I mean,
those
honestly,
steroids.
I told him to do it at that time because I said right out of college, everyone's like, my life sucks now. I'm gonna.
True. I'm excited. Hey man, me and you, we're both gonna stop being in college at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I guess so.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, I'll do mics with you in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I should have some time.